Greetings. This is Pastor Pule Mahale again on His Grace podcast. I am welcoming you here. Today we are at Revelations Coffee Shop and it is situated in Heidelberg at corner Pretorius and Voortrekker. Thank you for choosing us today, and I just want to introduce to you someone else, a big friend of mine, an honorable someone. I just want to introduce to you Honorable Seiso Manzi. Greetings, Mfundisi wami.
Greetings.
It's been some time, eh?
Yes. And I am so honored to be here. And I want to congratulate you on this great step that you've taken.
Wow.
In influencing multitudes out there. And I believe it's going to grow beyond leaps and bounds.
Wow. From this, you must know I'm not taking it light. And I thank you very much to hear from the men of your caliber. It's been some time.
Yes.
Yeah. I've been even telling people that the one who's coming, as I am also holding a diploma with me, this is the man.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Can you kindly greet our viewers today again, please?
All right. Greetings to the family. It is such an honor and a great privilege for me to be here, to be part of this great thing that the Almighty is doing. I trust and believe that will be greatly impacted by this ministry. And that not only this generation, but that many generations to come, because this thing is not going to rot. It's going to be forever be there. And whoever will be watching it, I believe, will be impacted as time goes on. And we speak a blessing to this great ministry that you're doing, Mfundisi Mahale. Thank you.
Amen. Thank you very much for this. And there's a lot that I want us to unpack in this one. Kindly just give us, who is Seiso Manzi?
Yes.
You can just take us through Mfundisi.
All right. Thank you, Mfundisi. So, like you correctly said, my name is Seiso Manzi, born and bred in Duduza, Egoruleni. I'm from the east, as you know that wise men are from the east.
wise men are from the east. Yeah.
So, Mfundisi, obviously, I don't have to reveal my age.
No.
But I'm advanced in age.
Yeah.
I've been around for a while.
Yeah.
I've been a full-time pastor in the ministry for the past 28 years.
Wow.
Through the journey, I've had the privilege of planting a few branches, privilege of starting and leading a Bible school. And at the same time, the Almighty has graced me with quite a number of things. But I believe that it would be proper to allow you to
go through
ask,
all this.
ask a question as you deem fit. In a nutshell, of course, I am married. I've got 4 kids, one girl, 3 boys, and
That's very nice. So, Mruti, you located in Duduza or in Brakpan or something like that?
Well, I was born and bred in Duduza.
Yeah.
But currently, I reside in Brakpan.
Oh, nice. Yes. So, your travel to church is almost everyday thing?
Yes, almost daily.
So, it's like you are working now?
When I resigned from where I was working at APSA and receiving a full-time call, it was that I should also have an office.
Oh, nice.
Where I work, because ministry is not just preaching.
True.
But it involves, you've got to manage the work.
Exactly.
I always say there's a business aspect of the ministry, because there are people that have to be paid, facilities have to be managed, and quite a number of things. So you have to be full-time. If you say you're full-time, you have to have an office.
Oh, nice. Yes.
Where you work and stuff like that.
So this is a daily thing with you?
It's a daily thing.
You have a specific time you there between 9 to 5, or you just come in?
Yeah, correctly. Because I'm full-time, so I do have a routine of like that, 9 to 5.
Exactly.
But not every day, because I'm not really operational now. I do have people whom I work with.
Nice.
That they go to the office daily. But I would come on certain days, because I do have other works that I'm doing outside.
So, Mfundisi, if I may ask you this one. When you were ordained, tell us about your calling, Mfundisi. Your calling started at an early age, or maybe you were once someone else who was looking up to someone and then you liked the thing, or the calling was from your young age? Just take us through that, Mfundiswa.
To be honest, this whole thing of a calling was not in me. But like I had aspirations of becoming a corporate lawyer.
Yeah.
Later on changed to become a financial advisor, something like that.
Oh, nice.
This whole thing happened when I was already employed in a secular employment.
Wow.
And when I received it, it bothered me because I had goals, I had aspirations.
Yes.
To the extent that my mentor at the time, when he told me to go and pray because they had spotted something in me along the lines of a calling, I said, listen, we'll talk about those things when I reach the age of 30. At that time I was about 20, and I went to pray and sought the face of the Almighty. And I was hard at work when the Almighty spoke to me that you are called, and that was when I decided to go and fast about it. And I took it to Dr. Daza, who was my mentor. He's late now.
Wow, Dr. Daza.
Yeah, I took it to him, and he said to me, I remember I told you when you've got into
exactly.
And so it was like that. So I was not someone who aspired these things, to be honest with you. It was the Almighty who found me somehow, if I may say.
So by then, were you married already, or
no,
you were at a young age?
Like I said, when I became a pastor, finally accepted the calling, and I left the ministry, my employment. I was 20 turning, I was 21 turning 22.
That is young.
So I was like I was a very, very young man. So not married, didn't have a home. I was living at home, didn't have a house. I was living at home. So like I was like, I had not done much at all.
And then the parents, how did they take it when you approached them, telling them that this is the path that you want to pursue?
Well, I was raised by a single parent, my mom. And so when I explained this thing, she thought that I did not hear correctly. But like I said, I had a mentor that managed the entire process very well.
Correct.
He came, sat down with her and said, listen, your son has got something special from the Almighty, and we've been through the process and all of that. There's gonna be changes, as much as he is your son, but however, the Almighty has claimed him.
Exactly.
Yes, it was something like that. The whole entire process was managed quite well, and so it didn't cause any confusion.
By then, umama na ibeka umzalwane or not?
No. She was from the mainline churches. So she was not resistant. But later on, she did.
Exactly. Wow. And then, Mfundis, when you do your theology and stuff, you started doing the theology before the calling, or it was the calling before the theology?
The church I come from, Christian Family Church, is a very great church, I must say. They've got a program whereby everyone is expected to go through the training program that lasts for 3 years, whether you've got a calling or not, because
you must go through.
You have to, because they believe that even if you are a business person, you still have to be grounded. You still have to be knowledgeable when it comes to the things of the kingdom and stuff like that. So it was through that program. But however, when you now are to become a pastor, there's also a special program that you have to undergo.
And then that 3 years is compulsory to everyone?
Well, back then it was compulsory.
Not now.
I'm not really sure now.
Because you are no longer part of them.
Yes, because I've got an independent ministry now.
Exactly. Then at your marriage, at what age did you engage?
I got married very late. I got married when I was 29, turning 30. And then by then you were already a pastor? Because I became a pastor when I was 21, turning 22. So I was already a pastor. But I believe it was good. It was good because I needed grounding. I needed to get other things out of the way to be financially balanced and sound. Because you don't want to bring in someone else when you still are trying to settle down and stuff like that.
And then in this sort of thing, when it started with you from all of your siblings, or your siblings, did they have this in them or nothing?
That's a good one. I was actually a pathfinder. I'm the one who brought salvation. not only to my immediate family, to my siblings, but also to my cousins as well. Definitely, I'm the one who brought this thing in, even though they were churchgoers, but not saved.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then you introduce that not only by preaching, but also by living this.
Yeah, I mean, like to the extent that one of my cousins is a pastor now.
Wow.
Interestingly, he's even pastoring here in Heidelberg. I'm the one who led them to salvation.
And you take pride in that, eh?
It's an honor because that's what we're called to do. I can't say I take pride, but it's an honor and a privilege for me to have done that. And then also my nephew, whom we grew up together, is actively involved in our church as we speak.
Wow.
Like I told you, my mom also got saved, my sisters got saved, their children got saved. So like I was definitely a pathfinder in that regard.
So do we have other branches?
Yes, we do. We do. Yeah, we do have branches.
Kindly give us the name of the church and tell us about the other branches, where they are.
Okay, our name is High Point Church International.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we are currently located in Duduza.
Oh, nice.
Even though we're not really in Duduza, we are in Tsakane facing Duduza. So, but once I say Tsakane, people get confused. So I decided,
because it's just at the edge.
At the edge.
Yeah,
so the church was started in Duduza for many years until we got land on the other side of Duduza. It's Tsakane and facing Duduza.
Yeah.
We've got a branch in Soweto, we've got a branch in Leslie, we've got a branch also in, we've got one here in Heidelberg, Ratanda.
Oh, nice. Yes.
Others are sub-branches because we categorize them. If you've got 50 and less members, we categorize you as an aspiring branch until you go over that mark, and then only then do we regard you as a full branch. And then we've got a branch in Arla Park as well.
Wow.
Yes, Nigel, the other side of Nigel. We've got a branch in John Dube. John Dube is just almost the other side of Tanota, but not far from Duduza.
Wow.
Yes.
So Mruti, the thing that I want us to dwell on much, how do you cater for all these branches? Do you sometimes maybe split your weekends that you'll be that side, or maybe they are independent wherever they are?
It's more or less like that.
Yeah.
But what is happening is that I have an executive management team.
Oh, nice.
There's a pastor, an apostle that is overseeing all the branches.
You've got structures, eh?
Yes, and then I've got another pastor who's overseeing the church that I'm talking about, that I founded in 1996.
Oh, yeah.
But he's not alone. There's a pastor that is responsible for management, membership management, that is what we call pastoral, and another one is responsible for operations. Then I've got someone who's responsible. I've got another minister, of course, the Apostolic Invasion. We'll talk about it probably if time permits. We've got spiritual parliament. And then there's one who handles our communications and marketing.
Wow.
And then we've got also another a person who handles our finances of the entire groups.
Wow.
The entire groups. So each and every group has got its own structure. So I'm not actually the one who has to sit with that thing.
You just oversee everything.
I oversee, yes.
What is it that you are mentioning when you say parliament? You said something like
spiritual parliament.
What is spiritual parliament?
Spiritual parliament is one ministry that the Almighty gave to me. It was back in 2019, just prior to COVID. We were hit by COVID. I had gone to Durban to pray and fast for our new building project, and we were going to have a very special meeting that we were going to host. And so I had purpose in my heart that I don't want to invite people to come and only, to find that we repeat old stuff.
Exactly.
I wanted to get a download, something fresh. And so I went down to Durban to pray and fast. And on the second day, the Almighty gave me a twofold instruction.
Wow.
That I should dismantle the powers that be and establish a spiritual parliament. Up until that time, from I had never received such an instruction, and it was so huge and intimidating at the same time.
Exactly.
So I decided to call my wife while I was still in Durban. I said to her, listen, I've got something here which is highly classified. I don't want my office to know about the thing, but please phone Cape Town. That is that was according to my interpretation at the time. That when he said establish a spiritual parliament and the dismantling the powers that be, I thought that it meant that if I go to Cape Town to Parliament, and I go there as a visitor, and I pray on the podium, whatever prayer I'm going to make will be equivalent to dismantling the powers that be. So I asked my wife, I said to her, would you therefore please phone Cape Town, make an appointment for me, so that when I leave Durban, I go straight to Cape Town. She tried, and only to find they were down, so she couldn't connect. Then I thought maybe she didn't want me to go straight to Cape Town, but instead she wanted me maybe to come back home. Then I phoned my executive assistant at the time, and I said, listen, I've got a very classified thing that I need you to do. Phone Cape Town, don't tell anyone in the office, make an appointment, and only to find that also she said, no, the lines are down. Then I thought maybe because they were friends, let me put this thing this side so that it doesn't tamper with the camera.
Yes.
So then I said, maybe because they are friends, they spoke and conspired so that I come back home. So, but then what happened for this, I decided to do it myself.
Yes.
And I confirmed that the lines were down, so I couldn't. On my way back, if I cut a long story short, on my way back, and then I was called actually while I was still there by another fraternal of Guatemala, Apostle More. And she said, listen, we are here in a meeting, we are praying, we are going to have our annual convention. And everyone agreed that you should be one of the speakers.
Wow.
And then obviously we don't confirm on the spot. Even if you know what is you are
true. You
need to pray about it.
It's not just an easy thing.
So I did, and then the following day I phoned them. Now, interestingly, Mpuns Mahal, is that the theme that they gave to me was in line with what the Almighty had told me. So when I phoned her back to respond to her, I said, listen, if you do not mind, there's something that I got while I'm in prayer. Is it okay if I'll share that? Because it's in line. I said, feel free and all of that.
She gave you the platform.
Yes. So let me say this. My interpretation, therefore, was the spiritual parliament was going to be something like we gather pastors, something like maybe 30 to 40 per province.
Correct.
So that we come up with a number of 400 pastors representing all the provinces. Then we're gonna go down to Cape Town, the civil parliament, and then we're going to pray something like that, because it was something that I had never heard of before.
Exactly. Even when you interpret, you bring it to people, it's not easy to conceive it. It's not easy also to have it in their mind, because they're going to say, what is it now Manzi bringing to us?
Exactly. And so I introduced that thing in that meeting I was invited in, and it was so great. It was so great.
They received it.
The pastors received it.
Wow.
And only to find that I was not the only one that had a download. There were others who said, you know what, I've been praying.
Oh, come on now.
Yes.
Come on now.
But now thing is, when it came time for us to go down to Cape Town, then we started to get my excuses now. This and that. Then we said, listen, no problem. Even if you do not have money, what we're going to do is, whether we fly you down, we bus you down, but Oksala, we're going to get there. But it didn't materialize. Then I consulted other pastors whom I knew were strong with prophetic. And so there was a pastor, Apostle Oosthuizen, Joseph Oosthuizen. I regard him as the epitome when it comes to the prophetic. So when I told him what I had downloaded, he didn't answer me immediately. He asked for time to go and pray.
Exactly.
And he went and prayed, and he came back with the answers, and they directed me otherwise and all of that. So in spiritual parliament, if I can just maybe say a few things. Basically, it's a vehicle that seeks to bring about fulfillment of Matthew chapter 6 verse number 10. Your kingdom come.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Your will
oh, nice.
be done here on earth as it is
in heaven. Yeah.
Because our blueprint is in heaven.
Exactly.
And if we look at the blueprint of heaven, we see how we would govern is there would be a king, which is a kingship.
Yeah.
But a king would never work alone. There would always be a prophet.
Exactly.
Which is
next
to priesthood. Yes. All the time. It would be like that.
Yeah.
Hence,
it balances.
You for this as a Bible school student, you know, it would say, during isikhathi sika Ezekiah the prophet, ngesikhathi se-king.
Yes, come on
so
now.
To show the king would never work alone. And the office of priesthood is very significant.
Exactly.
In that a template that we have, let's have a look at Prophet Samuel. The Prophet Samuel is the one who put to office two kings, King Saul as well as King David.
Exactly.
And he's the one who recalled both of them. No, he didn't recall David, but he recalled Saul. So you can see the power of the office of priesthood.
Exactly.
The office labefundisi is not just a side issue. It's not just something you're good to know.
Yes, we overlook it.
No,
it's deeper than that.
Yes,
it's the core actually.
Yes. So now, spiritual parliament is a vehicle for this. You go prepare those that Unkulunkulu has called into the civil parliament, rather sit into politics.
Exactly.
Or to run a parallel government, a site in where we prepare people so that a king, remember a king you finally deploy. When we want to send you guys representative in terms of business, in terms of this, in terms of that. But you cannot just take someone raw. So if must to
that deliver and I represent it very well.
Exactly. So it's a vehicle to do that. And it's nationwide. For 2 years, we were going around the nation presenting this thing to Abefundis.
Did they receive well?
Yeah, they did. They did. I mean, like everywhere went. Every pastor said, this is the missing link. This is the missing link.
And this is going to put us where we want.
Yes.
It's a really vehicle.
In that, Mfundisi, we are recognizing Amakos, our traditional leaders.
You go to that extent.
Of course, this very coming weekend, I'll be meeting with one. 2 weeks ago, I was meeting with another one, a Prince Zulu. I've met with kings from Eastern Cape and all of that. So
what office are you occupying on this one?
I'm the convener.
Okay.
I got a download, so I'm merely the convener.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't want to give myself any title, any office. That,
I hear you.
Yeah,
I hear you. I respect
I'm merely like putting things together. According to the template that I got.
Do you have, by any chance, have a political background except the gospel thing?
Not exactly. But I've always voted, and my take is that as a minister, I've got people from different political parties, and I've got to respect their decisions to belong to any political party. And so if I stand there wearing a political t-shirt of a certain political party, I'm in a way secluding them.
Exactly.
I'm not saying I do not have a right to vote, but I have to
calculate things very well.
I have to transcend beyond that, so that everyone feels comfortable
to be next to you.
I may be this and that, belonging to that party, but I'm still accepted because this is my spiritual home. So when it comes to political background, apart from the fact that when we were growing up, remember Tina, we grew up in that age, in that era, when we were not free. So by default, everyone had to get involved to fight for freedom and all of that. In that sense, I'll say yes, but I never occupied any political position.
Exactly. I really like sometime that maybe if it happens that we're going to have part 2 of this, that we elaborate and dwell much on this parliament thing that you just brought forth, because I think it needs to reach not only South Africa. I think this can spread, and this is big. This is big. So Mfundisi, there's another one that I wanted us to touch. High Point is the name of the church.
Yes, that's the name of the church.
Mfundisi, at some point you were a Sunday preacher, and at some point you turn into to Sabbath, and you are attending a church on Sabbath now.
Yes.
Do you have a background, Sabbath, or maybe like an anything that has to do with Sabbath thing that drew you there, or what happened during the transition of from Sunday to Saturday?
Oh, a very interesting one.
I think maybe this one, everyone is going to stop on
I
this.
thought you were going to dodge it.
I'm sorry, I had to pass by this one, Mruti. Okay.
But interestingly is that you as a Bible scholar,
Yes.
you do know, Guti, some of the things that we practice are not word-based. We can't even find a verse of why we're doing
Some of
whatever
other
we're
things.
doing. Yes. So basically, it didn't start with the Sunday. Well, you asked that, do I have a background of maybe Sabbath
Adventist
keeper
or something like that?
No, not really. I got saved from a Sunday church, Christian Family Church, and for many years we were worshiping on Sundays.
Oh yes,
and all of that. So, when you remember, like you said, I have a Bible school. I have a responsibility of interpreting the Bible for what it is,
exactly.
without me having to add whatever I want to add.
Yeah.
And when I was doing my honors, part of my research was along that line, and so I was confronted with the challenge that yes, we do fellowship on a Sunday, but there's no scripture in the Bible that seems to support that, including the disciples after the Messiah, Abu Paul, Abu Peter, and all of them were keeping the Sabbath, to the extent to Paul and I would even preach on Sabbaths, encourage people to do that, including the Gentiles.
Yeah, true.
So, and I did introduce it a bit some years before at church, that we should maybe start our Saturday services to honor the Almighty, because he said the day that he has blessed and sanctified is the seventh day, and if we calculate the seventh day is Saturday according to our modern terminology, being the Sabbath and all of that. But I did not have rest when I was praying about it. I then talked to the church. We say, listen, we have a situation. It's either we try to fulfill the scriptures according to the information that we have at hand. If our nayo, it's okay, no problem. But we had it because we studied the thing and all of that. We then introduced our Sabbath services, and they were running concurrently with our Sunday services.
Meaning
like
Saturday, Sunday?
Yes, we meet on Saturday, and then we meet on Sunday.
Wow.
And then there came a time then that we spoke to the people who were meeting on Saturday, on Sunday. Oguti, do you mind to come and visit
on Saturday?
On Saturday. So they came, and when they came, they said, no, it's fine. You don't have a problem. And so that's how we transitioned. But it took about, I think, 3 to 4 months of holding 2 services.
That was strategic also.
It was very strategic.
Because I think if you did it out of saying, no, as of next week we are starting on Saturday, we are leaving Sunday, and somehow maybe it could have caused a confusion.
It would have, especially given the fact that some people do work on Saturdays. So we still needed to accommodate them, and arrangements businesses, because we also requested people who are running businesses that the least we can do is to close your business from Exane Uzuvule after Gonzo. And so, wow, people had to wrestle with that, but they accepted it.
That transition, did it affect your growth numbers in church?
No, not really. That one did not affect us at all. Instead, we did gain some people who had questions with regards to this thing. But from the Bible, we don't see these things. Into that gave a challenge. Like it was when we were transitioning from the actual name of the Messiah being from Jesus to Yeshua, because he was a Hebrew looking like us. In fact, you and I are more light-skinned, because the Bible does describe him.
Wow.
Oguti, he is like burnt brass. If you look at the burnt brass, and it's brownish in color, darkish.
Coming to our color.
Yes. And Nenwele Zake was woolish, so they were not fluffy. And when you do research, you see, Uguti, the whole thing of changing his skin pigmentation happened round about 1452 by Pope Nicholas. That information is still available. He took his son, Usisera Borgia, Oguti, they should paint image to represent the image of the Messiah. But Unkulunkulu kept it in the scriptures. Revelations 1, 14 and 15, it's clear. Unkulunkulu gave us that. Even if we study Daniel, Daniel chapter 10, I believe, because I did not prepare this one. But between chapter 10 and chapter 9, I'll tell you chapter 10.
Chapter 10,
verses 5 and 6. We are still exactly ukuthi uNkulunkulu Baba unjani. But there's this character esitholayo lapho that looks exactly like Revelation chapter 1, verses 14 and 15, being the Messiah himself. He was a dark-skinned person of African descent.
Yes, true.
Well as woolly, not as fluffy, and all of that.
And so we want him to be more of an African.
Well, even if, I mean, when he was young, remember, Herod wanted to kill boy children.
Correctly so, yes.
So, in order for them to shield him, the angel appeared to Joseph, said, take the child, the mother and the child, in Hambi, not 30 refuge Egypt. Egypt is in Africa.
Yes.
No two ways about that.
Yeah.
And Egyptians were blacks before this empire, but before Arabs pushed us down, Bazo take over Egypt. It was black people.
Yes.
Black people.
Yes.
Now, you cannot say you're muntu or pale.
Never.
In complexion. Everyone was just he was black. The same now with Joseph. Joseph, his brothers were confused Mabaya Egypt to Gombona when they were going to buy food. If you remember. They could not recognize him because he had blended in. He was black, blended in.
Yes.
Wow. So it was those things. But then some people could not take that because we grew up knowing that he's white and all of that. But we were saying, no, but here's evidence.
Yeah, it's not what it's not some sucking.
I'm a facts are not opinions. I mean,
these are
express an opinion.
Exactly.
Which is fine, but my opinion cannot supersede facts.
Yes, true.
You know, so then I was faced with that thing. What do I say now? What do I do? Because I don't want to leave a mess. One day is going to pass on.
Exactly.
Do I now side with a popular belief? Many people say this. It challenged us, to be honest. Challenged us very badly. But however, I took it as with, listen, I'm not going to justify this thing anymore. Umuntu once was a Bible, playing this thing.
Yeah.
Now, since Cape Town, ye spiritual parliament.
Yeah.
So it was a very big fraternal that had organized. So the Jeffrey said at the game, hey, nyahizo yonke lento but ngisafuna ukuzwa ngale ndaba kaYESHUA le. So I mean, I taken it as in I'm not going to talk about this thing.
Yeah, and so, now you're there.
Yes. But please, see, it's really a spiritual parliament, we accept it, but we want you to come back and tell us more
about this YESHUA.
Wow. Jalo. So, you know, it was like, uNkulunkulu sosambele phambili. And I found that to be the norm now. Wherever we went, abafundisi will find good, they are ready about it. Abanye told good, but no, bengazi, but I was not confident enough.
Yes.
Now that I heard about this, someone I kuluma.
I want you to elaborate further about this.
Yes. So
now, was it a challenge, or already you were armed? Any question that comes with this, I'm ready for.
No, not really. I got to the point, I'm not in a not position as such. What's the word? I'm not in a place like I'm to convince about. I know it's fact.
That spaceless is not for you.
You know, like if someone were to come and say, I don't believe this color is blue or what, it's his business. I'm not gonna try and convince that person.
Yeah, true.
But Oksala facts are this thing is blue.
Yeah, true.
So I was in that space with him. My assignment is just to get this message across.
Yes.
Yeah, my assignment is just to make sure Guti Abifundis understand Guti mandate goes beyond the four walls. So Satan has actually confined us to our four walls. So good once Maka Iband, I'm done. And we told Guti in ministry it goes far beyond. I always say this. I forgot the name of your church.
Christ-centered faith church.
Yes. I also Christ-centered faith church. But and unfortunately we do minister to those people even if they've never stepped their feet on Konzweni. We do minister to them. Yes, so now the entire thing was good, but let's look beyond the four walls. Noma sikhuleka uNkulunkulu has given us everything, but mina ngizokhulekela just side church side lami kuphela. Yet we've been given authority over everything. So it was all about that. So I was not going to allow us to be sidetracked by the name but uNkulunkulu wasambela phambili, and it's so amazing.
Other pastors around Duduza, did they approach you well regarding this thing of transitioning and starting calling YESHUA and the stuff and the stuff? Did they receive it well around? Maybe they thinking that you are bringing a new thing that they didn't hear.
It was not received well.
Wow.
To the extent it caused a bit of a rift. However, my take was when we receive revelation, as a seasoned minister yourself, you know, revelation, as he told sonke same time.
Exactly.
And I figi ngokufana. And umbuze a question about my family, and I said no, I was a pathfinder. User as pathfinders.
Exactly.
They go ahead of others, and then they say abanye will not get it from unkulunkulu, they'll get it from abanya bantu. Intentional. So I took it like that, and even though there was that resistance at first, but there were pastors like who went and did their own research and called me privately.
Exactly.
Ibambe Manzi, siyayibona. Omunye told me nyalazi iqiniso. Nyayazi lento ikhulumayo, but I'm not going to risk my tithes and all of that. And then it's fine. It was not wrong for him. It did, of course, we were challenged financially and otherwise. We lost members as a result. Some did come back. But abanye because bakhuluma izinto ebezirong bokungamelanga, because if into uyitholi, don't criticize something.
Never. Exactly.
Go do your own research.
Exactly.
Then mawubezo on the basis of my research naka my findings one.
Wow.
If if you do a research and then I'm to critique it, number one, I'm not going to critique you. Hence mawenze research fanele usitshela ama sources wakho, usitshele methodology yakho and all of that. Then Sizozana said, hey, Mfundisi Mahale, uzena, but as for this point, as for not everything. But unfortunately, the people who were critiquing this whole thing never took the time to do research. The unfortunate thing, some of their members went and did the research and said, Lomunte has got a point.
He's got a point.
So you're in to get that fought for us, but right now as
because it's not something that you're bringing from your mind. You've got effects, here they are. And then
not at all.
Most of them, I think they took you like a black sheep.
Yeah, at the time, but right now there's we reconciled. We are well, we are together again now. To be honest. I know of one who transitioned, and not only to YESHUA but to Sabbath as well.
Wow.
So but we never imposed anything on anyone. One day when you get revelation, then you will. But at this time, until you get revelation.
So when you transit to Saturday thing, did you change way of presenting your case when you preach, or maybe you still did what you did on Sunday? Any changes, like maybe like now you are using the YESHUA name more than Jesus? Is that only what you changed, or there are other things that changed as you came to Saturday? To Sabbath, sorry.
That's a good one as well for this. Basically, most of the things that we're doing were not really things which were out, with the exception of Guti. We're using the wrong name according to the scriptures. When you
say the name, you mean Jesus' name?
Jesus is not the name of the Messiah. You can do your own research. Even if you don't mind, you can do it now on the spot. Then you'll see where this name emanates from. Because Huzana said the Son will come in the name of the Father. The name of the Father is Yahweh in Hebrew. Yahweh transliterated as Yahweh. So, and the name of the Son is YESHUA. You can see the Son has the name of the Father, which Yahweh saves. It has a meaning. Meaning Yaga Jesus. It's not there. So we're deceived. But we're victims of this. The good thing, the people that victimized us document everything. Everything you can Google, they played with us. And so to fight against something that has been there for many years is not easy. It was not a walk in the park. But your question was, what is it that we changed? Of course, there was a situation with, okay, fine, we're saying this is the wrong name, yet our songs are all about that.
That was going to be my next one.
But my guys, like I always credit them, the praise team, these guys they managed to like substitute the names with the name Yahweh, the name Yeshua, and
even relevant. The message.
Yes. The guys did a great job. I'm really proud of them.
You've got a very serious one there.
And then we started now to observe our feasts as well.
Wow.
Ama-feast wonke lawa we-7 uNkulunkulu asinikeza wona, started to observe them. Amanye, remember, they are done away with. We merely observe. There's nothing more we can do because the Messiah came, he died and resurrected. So we started also to observe them according to calendar uNkulunkulu asinikeza yona. For example, this year is year 5785 according to Yahweh's calendar, not year 2025. That one is a Gregorian calendar. Yes, and Daniel uti the beast will seek to change times and seasons. Now, if you want to know, I know the mark of the beast, but local you need to identify who's the beast. The beast is one who will try to change times and seasons and the laws. Humanos keeping the good 10 commandments. Those people now, those are all the pointers and all of that. Yes.
And then, if I may ask this one, did it go to an extent where people start to talk about your church in Facebook, social media, and all those kind of things? Because when it goes that direction, that's where other people can derail the truth. Because they'll bring it according to the way they perceive it. And if it happened that way, that it ended up in social media, how did you approach this?
To be honest, for this, it was bad. It was bad. In that I had received calls from literally all over the nation, even abroad. Oguti, just let go of this thing, Nana. Some said you are confusing the body and all of that. It was really bad, and of course I was ridiculed, I was marginalized. I even, people had invited me to come and minister, just said, listen, I want you to know that invitation is cancelled. Abanye blocked me and all of that. No, I mean, to be honest with you, that's what happened. People never took the time to research. In the back, they want to play the man, not the ball. And so finally, facts and say, I show. Is there any truth in it and whatever? And they say engage on there to go to but I did state my case. I posted a few of the teachings I was doing at church with regards to the name. Gutika Malomuntu cannot be translated. It's against the linguistics. But it can be transliterated. So there's a difference between the two. For example, in Zulu, they do not have a pronunciation for the letter R. So now instead mabazoti R bazo substitute ngo L. As an example, my president Wetu. President Wetu Cyril Ramaphosa. So if I were to introduce the President Wetu in Zulu, go audience Amazulu, I were to say, speaking pure Zulu now. Benzo tumonga mail usilele Ramaphosa. So which means I substitute, but the sound remains the same. Fanele yanakwazi ukuzwa ukuthi kubizwa mina even though bangakhona ukupronounce. So what should have happened is the name of the Messiah. Bekufanele lihlale liloku linjalo ukuthi uYESHUA. Transliterated as what? Joshua. But now mongabheka igama elithi Joshua ku Old Testament is the same name as Yeshua, Yahoshua. And then the translators kept Joshua throughout. Khona nama prophets were Joshua in the New Testament, but when it came to the Messiah, they changed the name. That was deliberate. And so when also you study scriptures, you realize with the name of the Creator was also changed and purposefully removed from the scriptures, replaced with Lord, replaced with God. And the word Lord, lishuguti Baal. You can check that. Whether you're checking Strong's or you Google that, lishuguti Baal. You say why? Because it was deception that was plain. Tuguti crate must be taken away from Unkulunkulu. From the very first page of the Bible, Unkulunkulu uti in the beginning, Yahweh created the heavens and the earth. But Masizoti in the beginning, God. Now God can be anyone. Anyone or conza any deity to God. So kushuti credit to I'm an author. If you were to take my book, remove my name, that's plagiarism. Yes. So the same girl, these people bakangil, bakipi kamalgam kulunkulu baba, leli nasnigezelona. What this is my name forever from generation to generations. But sesimbiza ngayo yonkinto.
And then now before there's something I want to ask Mfundis. Go Bible. do you use the very same versions as nazo as God ngaphakathi, and when you maybe read from, you say Yeshua or Yahweh?
Interestingly,
sorry for forgetting that one.
No problem. I'll go back to it. They did it justice. Kukhona elinye iBhayibheli libizwa ukuthi restored names, King James version. In other words, it's the King James that you know, but babuyisela amagama to their original names.
Oh,
yes. Yeah, but so to show if you restore something, it means it was distorted. And then ke maningi namanye ama translations, ama Hebraic Roots Bible and scripture, whatever. So I use those. But now I know, even if I can take the King James, I know good. Okay, this is what they meant. Or it was originally. But
have you introduced new Bibles in church? Isn't it Yahweh name, or you're still using the one with God and Jesus?
No, we're using those that have Yahweh, Yeshua. And are available online as well.
Is it?
Yes.
Wow.
They are available. So Abazalane downloaded that and stuff like that.
And then when you say even internationally you were attacked, did they attack you so we tola in the social media, or they came direct to you with those attacks?
I do have friends internationally. Like I've been privileged to travel and stuff like that. So some of my friends saw this thing, and they in a way maybe cautioned me, good, you need to, leave this thing, and you're not going to change it. It's been there forever.
Were there other friends of yours who distanced themselves from you after this? So you had to say it's either the truth or I lose friends.
Actually, leading to that, Mfundisi Mahali, but I must say, good, you are bold also to interview me with regards to this. No one has ever interviewed me with regards to this. Yes. So what happened was, I had an interaction with the Almighty. It was in June, probably the 20, around, if not the 24th, it's the 25th. I was in prayer, of course, in my study. I was praying, basically, if 2020, basically lockdown.
Oh yes, I remember that.
And so, with regards, I did share with other pastors. There's another great prophet friend of mine, Engam Sherela, about the whole thing. And so Nkulunkulu was like revealing stuff. Remember, Sigu
lockdown.
At the same time, people were dying. And my prayer was, would listen, we've never encountered this thing. Then I went to Nkulunkulu, I said, Baba, nam lenta ngiyazi, and I don't want to lie ebantwini, but ngiyacela ukuthi those aba under my care, kungabikho ozofa abulawe yilento la, ngisho ukuthi sophila forever.
Yes.
I mean, to date akekho sikhe samngcwaba nge-COVID, akekho even namhlanje akekho washona because of uNkulunkulu respected them. But there were things. Remember, in 2019, Unkulunkulu had said to me, I need to dismantle the past.
Exactly,
all of that. Cut a long story short, I think I should come back because it's part of spiritual parliament. So I was in prayer when Unkulunkulu nginikeza ultimatum. I will either please men or stand for the truth. That was when ngithi ayikho enye indlela engakrossa ngayo the line except we are online and say the name of the Messiah is Yeshua. That's what caused yonke. That's all I said.
You're no longer popular.
No, bengalalanga nomfazi womuntu nangani. It was just good. I said the name of the Messiah. Still there. I didn't remove it. Some said remove this thing. I mean, people phoned, like stayed online for a very long time trying to. I said, I'm not. If it comes to that, I'll rather ngeke yonke into call on Anan, because once we have an encounter, we have an encounter. No one can shake you out of it. Something like that.
And I'm watching at this Mfundisi. Are you aware, Tina City, mina nawe khona manje, we are sitting here, we're saying we've got a testimony for not we later, and now God is bringing this.
Yes.
And it's not something that we were actually not going to talk about. We were going to touch base and sin roll. But now
you didn't tell me you're going to talk about this.
I never heard it this way. But it might be bringing things the harder way again to you, because kukhona abantu abazobhekelela le podcast nabaceda bafuna ukuchallenge from this.
But it's not about challenging me. It's about challenging ama-facts so that nami uzokwazi ukungisiza ukuthi mfowethu naku la ilahla khona. You cannot play the man, play the ball,
not the
facts. Because yonke into engeke ngayipresenta systematically with proof from the scriptures, not what I think, not how I feel.
Yeah.
So if you engage that,
Yeah.
then uzokwazi ukuthi okay uzena wazana naku
Mafika la, yeah.
but you can't just say mina I don't feel good about it.
Yeah.
We don't care about your feelings. Your emotions can change at any time. So does it mean mawashintsha not finally change again? uNkulunkulu gave us the scriptures for a reason. Ukuthi come what may, but that cannot be distorted. Yes.
And then if it happens, Mfundisi, because after all this, we're gonna have maybe people who will say, Mahale, say so. What did he say? What did the apostle say here and there? If they ask, probably maybe other pastors and so to say, can we have a platform where we can sit with pastor, with our honorable say so, just to get deeper, because probably I might not have relevant questions that they might ask.
Yes.
Will you be open for such?
Not an issue at all.
Is it?
No, not an issue.
Because you see now, it's kind of like a burning issue. When I'm listening, I see that if I can raise other questions, we can stretch our time, and we are just only allocated an hour or 45 for now. Yes. So there's a lot, I think, around this, and it's gonna come out as a teaching.
You do that again.
Yes. I thank him for this one.
If in the foot, yes.
I thank him for this one.
Yes.
Wow.
No, it's not an issue, because finally, see, as ministers, fellow ministers, we need to engage on these things in a non-provocative manner.
Yeah.
Yoguti uzothi kimi Manzi naku la ikuphunyuka khona bese nami ngithi no Mahali kahle iza so thina at our level, so that when we appear before abantu fanele ngisho ukuthi ngiyamuzwa Mahali, but as for this point I'm not attacking you as a person. Yes. But I'm attacking facts,
and we are learning out of each other.
Yes. So immaturity to attack umuntu because something we don't understand, and unfortunately these people don't research, and we owe it to our people. Our people namhlanje baya research from this. Yes, they
are researching.
Yes.
And you find the other pastors say good as research. When people give questions, pose questions, you end up being angry instead of attending to the question.
Yes.
Yeah, because if you don't answer the people, you end up being angry, and it shows weakness also there. Wow.
And it's prudent for one to say, listen, I do not have the answers right now.
Exactly.
Give me some time and then I'll come back to you.
Yeah.
Because we cannot pretend as if we know everything.
Everything, yeah.
Yes, yeah. I've done that to so many. To presenter in. And then we said, listen,
yeah.
And then okay, it's fine, I agree. However, it's out of context in this, because in most instances, tina sikuluma into sizwe abantu bayikhuluma, not into si research ile sayithola kuthinjani. And unfortunately, sphethe impilo zabantu as abefundisi. That's the critical thing.
And then there's something that I've heard when I asked you to come over for this interview. You'll be jetting off to Mozambique very soon. Yes. Is it something that has to do with church, or maybe you've got businesses also out there or something?
Oh, no, it's church related.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. You remember I spoke about Dr. Daza, who was my mentor, spiritual father, who's passed on. So he had churches all over.
Oh.
And so his organization, which is International Apostolic Mission, was taken over by Dr. Mshe, and I serve in the board.
Oh,
and
I
so,
see.
So yeah, we continuing with that work that he was doing in Mozambique. Basically, we see Laleon.
All right.
Yes.
And then now another one quickly before we reach the end of our interview. Bible school from this.
Yes.
Where did you get this? Because I'm one of those who are a student, Yako.
Yes.
I'm holding a diploma with me. And now, when you count this, you count that, you count this, you count that. Bible school. Give me about the Bible school. How did it come about for this? Would you also open this?
Well, I must also mention you're one of the best students we had. We appreciate that.
Thank you very much.
The opportunity that you afforded us, so good. Role. It's not something that we take for granted. It's a ministry.
Yes.
Just like worship
yes.
and he gave us that role of equipping the body.
Yeah.
In that regard. It was started in 9 years ago. Next year we're celebrating 10 years of this Bible school existence. And so we've trained over, now on top of my head because I didn't know we were going to talk about, but we've exceeded 500 students that we've trained.
In that period?
Yes, in this period of 10 years. Yes.
Wow.
I'm not like really running the Bible school where we have a dean, Pastor David Mkhopanyana, doing a great job there, and he's got a team as well.
Exactly.
So, I'm no longer involved.
I remember I was there when you introduced him as a dean.
Yes. So, and through the years, we managed even to get it recognized so that our credentials are fully recognized.
Yeah, so now they are fully recognized.
Fully, including those who graduated before.
With me?
Yes. So what you do, because they approved material basis into all that you're going to do, they'll give you another diploma. That is, if it's a certificate for certificate, diploma for diploma, but now with that number accredited.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Now, but are you aware that already this is giving birth to to part 2 of our sitting? And I don't know when that's going to be, but I'm really thinking that it's giving birth, because there's a lot that I'm thinking we need to cover, but due to time we might not cover almost everything. So the scripture ophila ngaso esenza ukuthi uSeyizo Manzi avuke, what scripture is that?
Well, it's quite a number of scriptures. It depends. If it's finances, that would be most probably Genesis chapter 1, verses 11 and 12. Every seed reproduces itself after its own kind. That's a scripture of scriptures game, because it was a great turnaround in my life. I had faced like setbacks are very heavy, and I decided, you know what, I'm gonna have to get my breakthrough in the scriptures. And so I decided to start to fund the Bible from scratch again. That was something I used to do annually, but then it was in the midst of the year, but I started afresh, and then bam, I got to those 2 verses and I actioned them, and as a result that situation turned around. Because not talking about that, it would depend definitely, most definitely but if it's family, I do have scriptures for that. What challenges I do have.
Because I checked while I was still attending the Bible school. Each and every day you'll be having to do this after this, that after that, and I was just questioning myself, how is he getting it right?
It was the grace. It was the grace. And that very thing, uNkulunkulu has expanded it. Traveling a lot. I've got a team and traveler, a team of 12 that we travel with across the nation.
All right.
Yes, and so we're still doing almost like that, with the exception with now more people are taking care of certain aspects of the ministry.
Your travels are sponsored, or it's every individual coming from his own pocket?
By the grace, the team and Abantu who are able, they pay for themselves. I do not have cars for ministry of so they come with their cars. And then I do have a team, on 300. Those people sponsor what I do. And 2 years ago, when I went to Kilimanjaro, they also co-sponsored that.
You've been traveling,
Yes, but it's all about ministry. In this all of us have got a window period.
I hear you.
And this window period, you have each day. I so feel opportunities have. So I want to maximize every opportunity uNkulunkulu I present time, so that kusasa angifuni mfundisi Makhalukulu na the next generation.
You want to let loose esikhathini.
Ngifuna when
ungayisithola una 83 you still want to ascend the pulpit. No, Mfundisi wami, I am so much excited to have you, and I just want to say thank you for the moment that you gave us as His Grace podcast. We just want to say thank you for choosing us again today. What we are going to do is, already this episode is giving birth to part 2. We will be having Mfundisi say so in no time, so that we can catch up and take from Lapo Kona Magasabia Kona from Mozambique and tell us about the stories. Comments. And I'm asking each and every individual, remember this is a Christian podcast. When we comment, please can we be kind and godly with our comments, because we don't want to see any other things as velagabi. Even if there is something good maybe you want to talk about, remember, we can only learn from each other. We can't just be saying things otherwise. The last words to the viewers.
Well, let me reiterate again.
Yes.
Would appreciate the platform.
Amen.
And congratulate you again for the great work that you're doing.
Wow.
This is massive. This is huge. I know you as a man of excellence, and I witnessed it.
Wow.
Everything was in order, in place, your team and stuff like that. So I'd encourage maybe the fellow viewers, to support this and also to spread the word.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
When you touched on things that no one ever wanted to touch on.
Wow.
And really, I admire your boldness. I know the subject is tough. But you were top notch, I must say.
And I know you as a man who can take and tackle everything that comes. We know Mfundisi as not control what I want to respond kanjani or comment kanjani.
Yes.
But we will sit down on the next episode or next part and take it from there.
Yes, we will. Like I promised, remember when we spoke, if it takes us to go to another one episode, it's fine.
Yes.
This is a platform.
Exactly.
And this Katimasikona will make use of that.
We've opened cans of worms.
No, not really. Really. We were deceived. So deal with the deception, you have to come hard.
Exactly.
Yes, it's deception, you can't go to Tilengayo. No. We were the people of the promise, the people of the book, and we sinned against the Almighty. Fulfill chapter 28 from verse 14 to 68. So if you find out verse 14 to 68 of Deuteronomy 28, you'll see us. You can check everything. These are the people the Bible So we have to go back to the Almighty. Then your kid is going to be fine. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, and I appreciate you coming here. Men of your caliber taking my invite. I really thank that.
Yes,
Viewers, Pastor Pule Mahale on His Grace podcast. Thank you very much for joining us. We meet on a part 2 with Mfundisi and my honorable Seiso Manzi. Thank you very much for choosing us and choosing His Grace podcast. My name is Pule Mahale, and I am signing out in the name of Jesus Christ. Be blessed. Fundiswam.
Hallelujah.
Amen.